Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for taking a look at my video. In this video, I'm going to do the It Isn't That Bad book tag. I was tagged in a video by Pat at Book Chat by Pat 8668. I'm just going to repeat what Pat said to properly credit the creator of this tag. This is an original tag created by Melinda at A Web of Stories. Pat was tagged by Melinda. Melinda writes, "There are a lot of things we are told we shouldn't do as readers, and honestly, those things really aren't that bad." In keeping with the title of this prompt, that these things aren't that bad, I'm not going to editorialize when I give my answers. In other words, I'm not going to say why I don't do these things, because the reality is, as long as it's your book, you should do what you want with it. Just because I might not do it or I might think that's the right thing to do, that doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to give my answers. So this video might be relatively short. There are 11 prompts in this tag. The first prompt is, do you dog-ear your books? And the answer is, I don't. The second prompt is, do you annotate your books? I only annotated a book once. That was when I read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. I was reading this book as part of a buddy read. And I found that in this instance, annotating really helped because I'll be reading the book, I reach a point where I want to make a comment. I could highlight the area I want to comment on, put my comment, sometimes even wait later to put the comment, but put a tab, and then I'd go back to reading the book, and later that day, or perhaps the next day, I would enter all the comments in Storygraph, which is where we were doing the buddy read. And that was good because otherwise I would have had to, every time I had a comment, stop, go on Storygraph, enter the comment, then go back to the book. So this way I was able to just briefly stop, note my comment, and keep reading. I don't really see myself doing annotation except in this specific instance. The third prompt is, do you roll covers or break spines when you read? And I don't do this. The fourth prompt is, do you listen to something while you read? I mostly don't do that. I like to read my books in quiet. Most of the books I read at home in my room, so I can generally control the sources of noises. The one instance that I would listen to music, is that when I have my car in the shop, it's getting looked at, getting repaired, and they have a TV on. For some reason, TV noise really burrows into my brain, and I find it more difficult to concentrate when I hear it. So in that instance, I would maybe listen to music, put in my earbuds and turn on some music, because the music I listen to is preferable to the stuff that I'm hearing coming from the TV. Other than that, I don't think I'd listen to something. I can see, though, that it would perhaps be really nice to hear some instrumental classical music. That probably would be go well with reading. The fifth prompt is, do you read in the bathroom? And the answer is no. The sixth prompt is, do you read in water, such as in the bathtub or in a pool, etc.? I don't. We don't actually have a bathtub, we just have a walk-in shower. And I haven't swam in the ocean, in a pool, in a lake, pond for decades. So, no, I haven't read in water. And I don't see any instance where I would. The seventh prompt is, do you DNF? Not really officially. There's many books that I put down intending to pick them up again, and I don't. It's not because I want to DNF them. It's just because I tend to flip from one book to the next, and the negative of that is sometimes the books just don't get picked up again. I do want to, though, start considering at least some books to DNF. I have books that I haven't read for over a year, and they're in my Storygraph currently reading list. And those books that I've recorded as starting, I do want to give some consideration to. Either I pick them up and continue reading them, or that I officially DNF them. The 8th prompt is, do you ever read ahead or skip to the end of the book? I never skip to the end of the book. Sometimes my eyes accidentally move down to lower in a page or in the next page, and I see something that's going to occur just a little later than the point I'm reading. But I never consciously do that. I don't do it on purpose. And I'll show you what I mean by that, because it might have been a little confusing what I said. Say I'm like up here. Say I'm up here in a book. My eyes might just slip to down here, or they might even slip to somewhere over the next page. But at most, I'm only going from, say, here to down here. That's the only jump I would ever make, and that's always accidental. I don't plan to do that. The eyes just kind of sometimes move a little bit further along in the book I'm reading. The 9th prompt is, are you book polygamous? That is, read more than one book at a time. I'm extremely book polygamous. I'm always reading more than one book. At the moment, there's 4 books I'm going back and forth before, and there's others from a little before this time that I'm going to pick up and read again at some point. So I'm very much book polygamist. I can understand why people want to just pick one book and read it from start to finish, but as an emotional mood reader, I just do tend to flip between books. The 10th prompt is, do you own more books than bookshelf space? Way more. I actually only have one bookshelf, and at the moment it holds CDs, so it doesn't hold any books. All my books are either in piles, or there's a lot of books in the cellar in bags, so they're scattered about, so I have way more books than bookshelves, not even counting the digital books I have. The bonus question is, do you ever take a book without leaving a book at a Little Free Library? I've never donated or taken a book from a Little Free Library. I've actually only seen one Little Free Library. There is one at the mall I go to. At some point I would like to donate books to that Little Free Library, but that's the only one I've seen, and I've never taken or given a book. The 11th prompt is, tag some people. I'm not actually going to tag anyone. I would say that please consider yourself tagged. If this is something you like to do, please do it. Or if you would prefer to just answer one or more questions in the comments of this video, please do that too. Either way, I'm sure I'd enjoy looking at your answers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please subscribe, please hit the bell so you get notified when I upload future videos. I hope you have a wonderful day.